Good night, world. This is Ivan Omer here again. It's going to be another side video. I'm going to keep saying this, world. You better fucking enjoy this as much as you can. Oh, Ivan's pumping out videos. The only reason why I'm pumping out a lot of side videos is because my series is soon coming to an end. Late October, I'm gonna make that final announcement. And once I make that final announcement, I find out who you are. That's it for Ivan Omer. I'm ending my series for good, obviously. As once I pay the fee, all I'm going to think about is getting it over with and finally see my wife after 30 years. I haven't seen her since birth. Now, I'm going to live the multiple year life of my wife. That's all I'm going to think about when I pay this fee. And you guys better enjoy these side videos as much as you can. The reason why I'm pumping out so many side videos is because I only have a few videos left until my final announcement. All I have is my Phase 6 announcement. You also have my Swim with the Sharks. My Swim with the Sharks video, I'll make it in September. I'll make it next month. My Phase 6 announcement, I'll be making it this month. I already sent my file and my map over to the company. It'll cost me a good $225 with taxes. I don't know, $240. Pay the $240. My book is what? My book is formatted for the 3 ebook volumes. And then once it's formatted for the 3 ebook volumes, my book is ready to be released on Lulu. And all I have to do is just sign up to Lulu, create my PayPal. I have a PayPal account. Create my PayPal account, and release my ebook for purchase, my 3-volume ebook for purchase on Lulu, and convert my ebook file to the print template on Lulu. And it's ready to be released on Lulu. And because I have the keys, I'll make my billions. When I make that Phase 6 now, my wife will be joining for joy because she knows all Aiden has to do is just pay this fee, and I get to be queen with him. He's still taking, because I want you guys to understand the reason why I'm making videos for you now is because right now I'm poor. I'm poor, and I'm not king. But once I'm king and I'm a multi-billionaire and I'm living the life, the doc team's filming. I'm a famous celebrity now. I'm a movie star. I'm not going to think about my Silence channel anymore. All I'm going to think about is I'm going to be busy looking at the trends with my wife, just like you guys will be busy looking at the trends every day. I'm going to be living the life, traveling the world, enjoying my $100 million rooftop condo, driving my nice cars, going out to dinner, going to events. That's all. I'm going to totally forget about my Savage channel. That's what you guys need to understand. When I'm poor, I make videos for you. Once I'm king, I know I'm going to make videos for you. Hence, you guys are going to miss me so much. You'll miss my wife, obviously, but you're going to miss me much more because what? Because I was kept behind his hands. The world's really, really going to miss me, man. They're going to miss Ivan Omer a lot. Now, quick note, my book, Last Over Xanus, I went over my book. I already sent my file to the format company, so it's too late. But I read some sections of my book. I caught a few typos, obviously. You're gonna get a misspell. There's a good chance that you're gonna get some punctuations of 1%. I don't know, 0.5% of my book has typos. So, for example, ale is beer. Ale is spelled A-L-E. In the book, I spell ale A-I-L. So you'll catch that typo in the book, obviously. But minor typos, chances are it's a misspelling of a word, or some sections I might have accidentally not have a period. I went over my book many times, but even going over my book many times, I there's some typos that I didn't catch, obviously. And because I can't afford to hire a proofreader, I have to do it myself. But in the future, I'll most likely release an upgraded version of my book. I'll hire, because my Xanus book will only be released in English. Will only be released in English to the English world. The French-speaking people can read it in French, because for ebook you can change it to convert it to French, obviously, to the French language, and for your ebook, obviously. So all the people who speak French, they can read my book, obviously, in ebook. Whereas my book is only going to release in English. But in the future, I might consider and release it in different languages, maybe. I might even release an audiobook of my book, perhaps, in the future. Probably not. I'm just going to release my English version. That's enough, good enough. And those of you who don't speak English, that's too bad, obviously. Whereas for the movie, I'll release it in a good 6-7 languages. I'll release in French, Russian, Spanish, Arabic, Chinese is a huge market, as well as Japanese and South Korean. I'll have released in a good 7 languages for my Last Over Xanus movie. Hence, me and my wife are gonna make $4 billion off the book sales. We're gonna be so fucking rich. We're gonna be so fucking rich, man. And you're fucking welcome. And I'm gonna make a good $9 billion off on my book. So for all you guys who are gonna read my book, yes, it is a huge turnoff. When I talk about my book, it's good. It's important that your book's professional. My book will be professional, obviously, will be formatted well, but you're going to catch a few typos. But please keep in mind, I cannot afford a proofreader, hence why what? I have to edit it myself, obviously. And I read some of my book and I caught a few typos. 99.5% of my grammar is good, but you're going to catch some grammatical mistakes, punctuation mistakes, spelling errors for words. You're going to catch a few of those. Hence, I apologize about that, but please keep in mind I cannot afford to hire a proofreader, as to proofread my book will cost me like $2,000-$3,000. I don't have that kind of money, obviously. Whereas formatting is cheap. Formatting only costs us a good $240. You can format your book, format my book. So my book in a good week or so, the company will contact me. My book will be formatted. And once it's ready, once it's formatted for an ebook, I'll show you guys my map and my what and the layout and the what and the inside layout of my book when my book is formatted on ebook. My 3 volumes are formatted on ebook. I'm gonna show you that in my next Phase 6 announcement video. And I'm gonna show you guys my map. I'm gonna show you the interior of my book. The Last Hope for Xanus by Ivan Omer. It's something cool. Beginning of Volume 1. It shows my map and it says beginning of Volume 1, end of Volume 1. Beginning of Volume 2, end of Volume 2, beginning of Volume 3, the end. It looks something top notch. And in the front page of each volume, you have The Last Hope for Xanus by Ivan Omer. It's called The Last Hope for Xanus. It's not called Last Hope for Xanus. It's called The Last Hope for Xanus. Ivan, why is it called Last Hope for Xanus? You'll find out why I mean that when you read the book, obviously. I don't want to spoil the story for you. So, for this video, I'm going to talk about my book, Xanus. And I'm also going to talk about how Last Hope for Xanus will take out Avengers easily. Last Hope for Xanus is going to take out Avengers easily. But first, I'm going to talk about my book, Last Hope for Xanus. Then I'm going to talk about how much money I'm going to estimate how much money my movie is going to do in the box office. As Last Hope for Xanus will top Avengers easily. For Last Hope for Xanus, you're looking at 11 billion in sales, perhaps even more. You're looking at a good 11 billion, 12 billion sales. Around there. 12. If I release it in different markets, you're probably looking at, 13 billion in sales. If I release it in other languages, you're probably looking at like 13 billion sales. Around there. 13 billion sales. Because me and my wife are going to make like 3 billion off the movie. 2.8 billion, 3 billion off the movie. 3 billion off the movie, and a good like 800 million to billion off the posters. Because me and my wife are going to be loaded, obviously. Right. So I'm going to keep saying this. Hope you guys can see the board well. Right? For my book, Last Hope for Xanus, sales, right? I'll say royalties. Royalties, right? Me and my wife will what? Will make a good, I'll estimate here, a good 9 billion. I said 5 billion before, but no, man, I did the math. You're looking at it, because most people are going to buy the ebooks. I make a product of ebooks. I did the math. If 1 billion people bought my book, you're looking at, I did a math of like, 700 million people buying my book at $22, then that's like 7-8+ billion. And you also have the print. My book, Last Hope for Xanus royalties, me and my wife will make a good 9 billion. That's how rich me and my wife are going to be, man. $9 billion. And it's what? We'll be fucking rich, obviously. My black markers ran out. I'm going to have to use my my orange marker, man, because all my other markers, for some reason, they ran out. I don't know what's going on here. I hope you can see the orange wall. Right? It's me and my wife will what? Be fucking rich, obviously. We'll be king and queen. We'll be king. King? Hope you guys can see the orange and queen. And it's me and VJ will be fucking rich, obviously. We'll be boss, obviously. We'll be very boss, obviously. So my book, Last Hope for Xanus, royalties, me and my wife will make a good $9 billion. $9 billion, man. Right, we're gonna be fucking rich. $9 million. We're gonna be, me and my wife are gonna be, you know Batman? Batman in the comics is worth a good $9 billion. Me and my wife are gonna be as rich as Batman. You know how Batman in the comics is fucking rich? You know how when you watch Justice League, you saw Batman's like house and all that stuff. You're looking at a top-notch comic that me and my wife are gonna own. Me and my wife are gonna be like rich like Batman. Batman in the comics is worth a good $9 billion. We're gonna be as rich as Batman, and even though Batman's a fictional character, we're gonna be as rich as Batman in the comics. That's how rich me and my wife are gonna be. You know, Iron Man. You know how what Tony Stark is super super rich. He has his top notch advanced house. You're looking at a con like that for me and my wife's con, man. For all of those who haven't seen Iron Man, you'll get an idea of how rich me and my wife are gonna be when you watch Iron Man or Justice League, and you'll see how rich me. That's an example of how rich we're going to be. So my book, That's Over Xanus, in royalties, me and my wife will make a good $9 billion. Hence, we'll be rich. Obviously, we'll be king, queen. We'll be the boss. Obviously, I'm going to keep on saying this. Me and my wife, with the what? With the money that we made, obviously. The money that we made. I have this in brackets here. We never have to work again. I'm going to keep saying this. We never have to work again. As $9 billion is enough to last you for hundreds of years, obviously. Because realistically speaking, me and my wife will be blowing it out on $4 to like $6 million a year. Because we're going to stay at top-notch places. The big cost will be what? Will be the hotel stay when we travel or all around the world. That's the big cost. Because we're going to stay at like $10,000 a night suites, $8,000, even $20,000 a night suites. Hence, that costs us a lot of money. We're still pockets. Me and my wife, with the money that we made, we never have to work again. Obviously, we can just completely peace out. Hence why I want you guys better stop taking for granted. Me and my wife, with the money that we made, we never have to work again. We can just completely peace out. Peace out and live our life. And the only glory you're going to see is the trends online of me and my wife and live our life. Right? So let's say this. So for my book, Last Over Xanus, royalties, me and my wife will be boss. Me and my wife will make a good $9 billion. We'll be rich. We'll be king, queen, obviously. And you're fucking welcome with the right fucking stage your ass. I swear to God, man. Me and my wife, with the money that we made, we never have to work again. We can just completely peace out and live our life. Hence why, world, you better stop taking me for granted. As me and my wife do not have to start skyrocketing. We don't even have to work on it. We never have to work again. Do not have to what? Put in all that work. Put in all that work and start skyscrapers. I keep saying that, okay? So for my book sales, Last Over Xanus, in royalties, me and my wife will make a good $9 billion. We're gonna be fucking rich. Just rich like Batman, right? Or Tony Stark. We're gonna be rich, king, queen. Me and my wife, with the money that we made, we never have to work again. We can just completely peace out and live our life. Hence why, world, you better stop taking me for granted. As me and my wife do not have to put in all that work and start skyscrapers. Obviously. But I do not want my glory. I do not want what? I do not want me and my wife's glory to be for nothing, obviously. Hence why I'm starting skyscrapers. That way the world can witness me and my wife's glory. I do not want me and my wife's glory to be for nothing, obviously. Hence why I will be what? I will be starting skyscrapers, obviously. It's also a dream of mine to be in a original movie. I will be what? I will be starting skyscrapers. Right. So I do not want me and my wife's glory to be for nothing. Because I'm piecing out, I don't want me and my wife. Yeah, if me and my wife piece out completely, you'd witness our glory with the trends and all stuff. But I don't want me and my wife coming here to be for nothing. I want the world to witness our glory. And what's the best way of what? Witnessing the glory of God? Seeing an Ivan and BJ movie, obviously. And documentary, right? But I do not want me and my wife's glory to be for nothing. Hence why I'll be starting Sky Source. And it is also a dream of mine to be in a big budget movie, obviously. See what I'm saying here? In a big budget movie. So when I keep saying this, For my book Last of Us royalties, me and my wife are gonna make a good $9 billion, man. Even 10 billion perhaps. We might even make 10 billion. It just depends on how it works with the royalties and all stuff. How much people around the world buy it. You're looking at a good 800 million to billion people around the world buying it. You're looking at 9 billion sales. That's something fucking crazy. Perhaps even 10. 10 is like the highest like I'll make. But realistically speaking, you're looking at about 9 billion sales. In royalty, sorry. You're looking at a good, 20 billion, 18 to 20 billion sales around there. 18 to 20 20 billion sales around there, because you're looking at hundreds of millions of people buying it. Obviously, you're looking at hundreds of millions of people buying it. You're looking at something crazier than Harry Potter. I'll talk about that later on. Right? For my book, Last of Us, me and my wife will make a good 9 billion. We'll be rich, king, queen. There's noise upstairs. I'll just ignore the noise. If you hear the noise, excuse it. It's probably my stepbrother. Right? Me and my wife will make a good 9 billion. Hence, we'll be rich, king, queen. Me and my wife, with the money that we make, we never have to work again. I'm not kidding around. The money that I make from Sky Source, me and my wife never have to work again. Obviously, we never have to work again. We can just what? We can just build our 100 million condo, buy our jet, buy our yacht, get our clothes. We can just travel the world. Me and my wife never have to work again with the money that I make from Xanus. Hence, me starting Sky Source is like a second job. As the money that I made from my book sales is more money than what I'll make from. I'll make a shitload of money off my movies, but for books, you make way more money because it's a lot cheaper. You make way more profit off books than you do movies, obviously. Hence, me and my wife starting Sky Source is like a second job. We're gonna make a good, $3.84 billion off of posters and movie. Amazon will make a good, 2.7 billion or something like that. 2.7 billion because they're taking 40%. Me and my wife never have to work again. Hence why you better stop taking me for granted. Because me and my wife do not have to put in all that hard work. As making the movies blood, sweat, and tears, but the final product's worth it, obviously. Hence why, you better stop taking me and my wife for granted. As I do not have to put in all that work and start Sky Source. But I do not want me and my wife's glory to be for nothing. Hence why I will be starting Sky Source. As you guys obviously, even though you guys are piecing out, it would be nice for you to put out docs and movies for us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even though I'm piecing out forever and you're never going to hear from me on my satellite YouTube channel, I'm so nice enough to put out an amazing, 8-hour documentary, 9-hour documentary for you to watch, as well as a good, 12-hour movie of Xanus. And hence the world's going to experience me and my wife's glory. Our glory will be unveiled, obviously. And the best way for God to unveil his glory is obviously through a movie and a documentary, obviously. What's the best way that Ivan and VJ can display their glory? Have Ivan and VJ have an Ivan and VJ movie and documentary. That's the best way to see our glory, obviously. Right? As any other businesses, no one really cares about that, obviously. Right? Whereas movies, everyone wants to see an Ivan movie, obviously. So hence why you better stop taking me for granted. As me and my wife do not have to put in all that work and start Sky Source. But I do not want me and my wife's glory to be for nothing. Hence why I'll be starting Sky Source, and it's also a dream of mine to be in a big budget movie, obviously. Hence I'll be funding Last of Us Xanus myself. See what I'm saying here? It's fucking hot in here. You can see I'm sweating because it's humid in here. I hope you guys can see the orange wall. Right? All my markers are ran out, man. Hence the only one that's working pretty well is my orange and red one and my green one. Last time I used green, you couldn't see it well. Hence I'm never using green again. Right, I'm gonna keep saying this. Last hope for Xanus when the book is available for for release on Lulu. I have the keys. You guys want to watch. I'm not making any videos for you. So once I come back from that, I'll hire someone to help me release the book. Because they're gonna pay me a good $40,000 when I pay this fee. Because I'm gonna need money. So the stepfathers are gonna obviously pay me when I pay this fee. I'm gonna save some of that money. I'll save a couple $1,000s, and I'll hire someone to help me with the process of releasing my book. Because I want my book released in the box set. That Lord of the Rings box set I showed you. I want it to be released in the box set. The Last of Us Xanus, when the book is available for release on Lulu. The reason why I'm going with Lulu, because Lulu has hardcover, whereas Amazon doesn't have hardcover. Amazon only has paperback, whereas Lulu has hardcover. Hence why I'm releasing my book on Lulu. It's going to be a hardcover a hardcover what? A hardcover book for the 3 volumes. You're looking at something top notch for my box set. So last of Zanes, when the book is available for release on Lulu, what you're looking at, what? You're looking at crazy buzz like you've never seen before. As me and my wife are going to experience what? Unheard of fame, like you've never seen before. Right? Yes, even crazier than Harry Potter, man. Yes, even crazier than Harry Potter when it was released at the dawn of the 21st century. And Harry Potter, when what? When it was released at the dawn of the what? Of the 21st century. So to all you guys who are about my age or a bit older than me, you guys all remember what Harry Potter when it was released in the late 90s, towards the dawn of the 21st century. What I keep saying is, Last Hope for Zanes, when the book is available for release on Lulu, again, I'll price my series for a good what? I'm going to say this. For the print box set, I'm going to be pricing it at $190. Okay? For the ebook, I'm pricing it at $22. That way, those who are not rich in the world, who are poor or working minimum wage jobs, they can afford it. I'm pricing it at $22. Right? So the print will be $190 because the printing costs are fucking expensive. You're looking at like, I don't know, $80 in print costs, whatever it is. For the ebook, I'm pricing it at $22. And most people are going to buy the ebook because the ebook is cheaper, and no one wants to pay $190 for a book series. Hence, most of the world's going to buy the ebook, and I make more profit on ebook because for ebook, I'm taking 70% of the pie. Whereas for print, I'm going to get a good like 60%. Because I'm pricing my book for a lot of money, I'm going to take home a good 60% of the pie, obviously. And Lulu takes 40%, and they take 30% of my ebook sales, obviously. Because Lulu is a huge company, they can distribute your book worldwide. They're worth the 40% because they're able to distribute my book all over the world. Because Lulu's a fucking big ass company, man. So Last of Zanes, when the book is available for release on Lulu, you're looking at crazy buzz like you've never seen before. And me and my wife are gonna what? Are gonna experience unheard of buzz. You're looking at worldwide fame. Lulu, you're looking at crazy buzz like you've never seen before. Yes, even crazier than Harry Potter when it was released at the dawn of the 21st century. Right? And even crazier fame than Twilight. Twilight was fucking... Remember Twilight when the book got released, you got the movie buzz? Crazier than Twilight. And even crazier fame, even crazier buzz. Even crazier buzz, right? The Twilight. And Lord of the Rings. Even crazier buzz, I'll say this, than Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, and Twilight, man. That's how crazy of a buzz. Game of Thrones has crazy buzz. You got Game of Thrones, the show was based off the books written by George R. R. Martin. If you think that had crazy buzz, you're looking at something 3 times crazier than that for Master Zane's book sales. Remember when Lord, so all you guys who were in your 80s or 90s, or all you guys who were really old, who were 80 years old or whatever, 70, 80 years old, you guys all remember what? You guys all remember when what? All you guys who were in your 80s or 90s, you guys all remember when Lord of the Rings was released in the 50s. Got that crazy buzz. And you remember all you guys who remember Twilight when the book came out in the early 2000s, the book was such a huge hit and it had crazy buzz. They ended up adapting it into a franchise. Amazing franchise, by the way. The first one was good. The other ones weren't that good. The first Swamp movie was amazing. That was one of the best Swamp movies ever. If you think those books and movies, those books had crazy buzz, for Zane, you're looking at something 3 times the buzz of all those books. Especially Harry Potter. Harry Potter, no book had the kind of buzz that Harry Potter did in the dawn of the 21st century. J.K. Rowling became a famous rich author because of Harry Potter. We're looking at crazier buzz for what? For my Last of Zane's book, obviously. The Last of Zane's, when the book is available for release on Lulu, you're looking at crazy buzz like you've never seen before. Yes, even crazier than Harry Potter when it was released at the dawn of the 21st century. And even crazier buzz than Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has crazy buzz. Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has fucking crazy buzz. A lot of fans, hundreds of millions of fans around the world, obviously, right? And Twilight series, you're looking at crazier buzz than all what? Than all these books, man. That's how crazy of a buzz you're looking at for what? For Last of Xanus what? The Last of Xanus book, man. You're looking at something fucking crazy, man. Right? What was I going to talk about before? I forget what I was going to talk about. Hence why I'll be called the next. I don't mean to be cocky, man. I don't mean to be cocky. Hence why I'm going to be called what? I'll say this. Xanus will what? Will sell billions. This is the reasons they'll sell billions, obviously. The first reason, obviously, Ivan O'Mara is the son of God, obviously. Hence why he'll sell billions. That's the first reason, obviously. Right. The second reason, it is the best fantasy novel ever written. Not bad. I'm not going to say it's the best book ever written because there's different genres. There's a lot of amazing nonfiction books that I've read, but you can't compare nonfiction with novels. But Last of Xanus is the best fantasy novel ever written. Fantasy, the fantasy genre, right? Just like Lord of the Rings, you can say it's the best fantasy novel, but you can't say it's the best book ever written because there's different genres. When you compare books, you have to compare them in the same genre. So Ivan O'Mara is the son of God. That's the first reason why my book will sell billions, obviously. The second reason, so this is the first reason, and the second reason, it is the best fantasy novel ever written. Yeah, even better than Lord of the Rings, man. Fantasy novel ever written. Yes, even better than Lord of the Rings. Better than Lord of the Rings. I don't mean to be cocky, man. I'm reading Lord of the Rings right now. I'm reading Return of the King right now. I finished Two Towers. I read both Two Towers and Return of the King. Sorry, I read both Two Towers and Fellowship of the Ring. The book is good, but there's a lot of sections in the book that's very boring. Like, even though J.R.R. Tolkien's a legend, his book can be a bit boring. If you're not a fan of info dumps, there's a good chance you might find Lord of the Rings a bit boring. You have to get used to the info dumps because it drags on. He spends pages describing the lands and the sunset, and there's so much going on in the book that you even forget half the lands, you forget half the characters because there's just so much going on in the book. Whereas Last of Xanus is a much more simple book to follow, obviously. Whereas Lord of the Rings is a tough book to follow. Again, I wasn't born with a big USB, hence why it's harder for me to fully grasp the whole story of Lord of the Rings, obviously, right? But my point is, the reason why Xanus will sell billions, because I'm the son of God. Ivan O'Mara is the son of God. The second reason, it is the best fantasy novel ever written, better than Lord of the Rings. I don't mean to be cocky here, man. Once you read my book, you'll finally see what I mean. Lord of the Rings is an amazing book, better world building than Last of Xanus, obviously, but the book is more boring. I'm reading Return of the King right now. I read Fellowship of the Ring. I read Two Towers. The book's good, but there's a lot of sections in the book that are boring. I don't mean to be rude. The book can get really boring sometimes. Whereas my book, the whole story, hook as I went over my book Last of Xanus. I read Lord of the Rings, and Last of Xanus will keep you a lot more hooked than Lord of the Rings. As J.R.R. Tolkien did not keep me hooked the way Last of Xanus does. So Xanus will sell billions. Reasons. The first is Ivan O'Mara is the son of God. The second reason is the best fantasy novel written, better than Lord of the Rings itself, obviously. Hence what? I will be what? I will be crowned the next Tolkien, obviously. I'm not kidding around. Xanus is so good that I'm gonna be crowned the modern Tolkien. I'm gonna be crowned the modern Tolkien. Don't forget, I was born exactly 100 years after Tolkien. 100 years later, the next Tolkien. I don't think that's a coincidence, man. I'll be crowned the next Tolkien. That's how good my book is. So Xanus will sell billions. Reasons. The first reason, Ivan O'Mara is the son of God. The second reason is the best fantasy novel ever written. Best fantasy novel ever written. Remember that. I'm not going to say it's the best book ever written. It's the best fantasy novel ever written. And you can't compare a fantasy book with a romance book, guys. It's a different genre. It's the best fantasy novel ever written. Better than Lord of the Rings. And I will be crowned the next modern Tolkien. The next modern Tolkien. That's how what? That's how good Xanus is. I'm almost pushing 30 minutes. I don't want my phone to cut here. That's how good Xanus is. You'll find out when you read the book, obviously. The only flaw that you'll catch in my book is probably the character of Patrice. Patrice is what? The father of Lithius. I don't really mention that much about him in the book. You'll catch a few flaws. No book is perfect, obviously. You'll catch a few flaws with Patrice. He doesn't really have much character development. The Eagles and Crows don't really have that much character development, but they're very, very minor characters. But most, like 99% of my book is a top-notch quality series. See what I'm saying here? Show my camera for a sec.